Welcome back, everybody. And oh my gosh, we touched the sword! Those damned by Zemus shall never bear this sword! Well, hello to you too, buddy. Welcome, everybody, to Dark Bahamut. And this one is a pain in the butt. So we're still in the Lunar Subterrane, we're trying to get all the final weapons, and it just so happens that Dark Bahamut here is guarding Cecil's weapon, the Ragnarok. And look, if you guys thought Bahamut was hard, this guy doesn't have a countdown. He just hits you with Mega Flare whenever he wants, basically. So it's basically the Bahamut fight advanced, and oh, jeez. I swear the PSP version of this fight is way more difficult for some reason. But yeah, welcome back to Final Fantasy IV. We're still in the Lunar Subterrane. We're in endgame right now, and we're pretty close to the end, I think. We've pretty much got a lot of the upper subterranean items. Yeah, I think so. Now, unfortunately, the Dark Bahamut fight is going to take a while, guys. So I might as well go into a little bit of an update. First of all, to the people... Unfortunately, I'm actually recording this a day late just because things got busy for me. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to live stream today. I wanted to, but for some reason my PC was having some internet and hardware issues, so I basically took most of the day to fix it. But it's good, and thankfully we will be able to do things next week. I actually thought about maybe doing something tomorrow. I'm not sure how that's going to work out just because of Geek News, but we'll see what we can work out. If not, then I will go on to next week, and then we will do Mario Kart 8 like we were supposed to do this week. That'll be a nice way to kind of round out E3. Excuse me. So yeah, you guys can look forward to that. And yeah, we are on the week before E3. I hope you guys are excited because we're going to find out some major news, hopefully. I have a couple of expectations, but we'll get into that in Geek News. So you guys can feel free to watch that. And I guess while we're working on Dark Bahamut here, I might as well go into a couple of details because... Oh boy, I actually got to a lot of stuff in the last couple of weeks, so yay! I have some updates to give to you guys. I'm so happy about that. I guess the best place to start off was where I started at first, and that was Castlevania Lords of Shadow Mirror of Fate. I have completed the game. Really enjoyed it. Given that it's part of the Lords of Shadow trilogy, I thought its story was actually fairly well done. So basically, if you don't know the story, first of all, you guys need to go play this, because if you're a Castlevania fan, especially like an old school Metroidvania fan, you'll appreciate this game. I'm not saying it's the best in the line, but considering I don't think we're going to be getting a Castlevania game anytime soon, I'll take it, because there really isn't much I can do on the matter aside from that. So the story overall, I enjoyed it. I found the first chapter with Simon to be fairly slow, but as we got further into the game where we got to, because Chapter 2 is controlling Alucard, and then Chapter 3 is controlling Trevor, and as the story kind of unfolded, it seemed to pick up speed for me, and also the gameplay, it's really good considering it's a mixture of both Metroidvania and the new Lords of Shadow kind of brawler mechanics. So I really appreciated it. I also like the fact that there were various magic spells and things like that, and they were all specifically tuned to that one person. So Simon actually got, what was it, the Spirit of Belnades, so that he could get increased defense, and the Spirit of Reinhardt. I'm kind of surprised we even referenced Castlevania 64, but we did. And that was kind of more of a attack magic. Alucard had different forms, which felt very Symphony of the Night. So he had the wolf form, which increased his damage, and the mist form, which increased his healing. And then Trevor was kind of a welcome change because he played a lot like Gabriel, where he had dark magic and light magic healed him, and dark magic just increased his damage. So I like that callback. The story is really where I think that game shined. Just because you get this retelling of the story of the Belmonts, and now you have Trevor, who is literally... Okay, I'm gonna spoil this. This game's been out for a while. You guys can go pick it up. I'm always hesitant about spoiling games, but basically you start off as Simon and come across Alucard, but you don't know who he is. But obviously he's your ally, and you actually get to do this cool boss fight with Gabriel, where Alucard comes in and helps you. Really great idea, at least as far as I was concerned. Don't worry, guys, I'm not gonna die, but obviously this fight did a lot to damage me. It was kind of crap. So I appreciated that when you actually... Oh, there we go, and Dark Bahamut is dead. Okay, I'll get into that in a second. So now we have obtained the Ragnarok, Cecil's final sword, and it is powerful. And everybody's dead, pretty much. Yeah, Dark Bahamut does that. So I appreciated the story with Alucard, where basically they changed things up, and not only was... So again, spoilers for people. Trevor turns out to be Alucard. He's also the son of Gabriel, and Gabriel didn't even know he had a son, because the Order, or the Brotherhood, showed Marie what would happen to Gabriel. I'm guessing that's what they did. So they actually had her keep Trevor from Gabriel, or Dracula at this point, because Gabriel is Dracula in this continuity. And I thought that was a really nice reveal, because... And that happens almost at the end. So when you're playing as Alucard, you don't really know who Alucard is, but he looks into the Mirror of Fate and he's like, oh my gosh, I know who I am, and what did Dracula do to me? And then they go into the Trevor chapter, and that's where you find out that Gabriel ends up killing Trevor, and then finds out who he is and resurrects him as Alucard. So I really appreciated that. I did not 100% it. I actually had to go look up the 100% ending on YouTube, and I guess that plays into Lords of Shadow 2. It really didn't make a whole lot of sense, but yeah, I recommend wholeheartedly anybody who has not played Lords of Shadow Mirror of Fate to do so, and I think you'll get what you want out of it. You don't have to play it just on 3DS. I played the HD edition, which is on PS3. You have to get the Lords of Shadow... It's like the Game of the Year edition or something like that, and it comes with that plus a Lords of Shadow 2 demo. So, wholeheartedly recommend it. It's a good telling of a story, and we'll get into Lords of Shadow 2 at some point, but because I played that a little bit, but I don't want to go too deep into it, because I'm not that far into Lords of Shadow 2. Overall, I recommend this wholeheartedly to people. Play it on 3DS or play it on PS3. You won't be disappointed. Trying to think of another game I can probably get to. Unfortunately, this part is not going to be that long, just because this is like the first half of the Lunar Subterrane, and then I'll get into the second half. What's another game I could get into? Oh, yeah. So I actually decided, I don't know why I had this craze, but I did. I decided to get back into God of War, because I had the digital codes for the 2 PSP titles, and I decided to get into God of War Chains of Olympus. I'm not that far into the game, but I already enjoy it. It's classic God of War gameplay, and has a really interesting story, because I guess the Chains of Olympus and Ghost of Sparta are actually part of the God of War canon. They actually cover in between certain games, and I believe what people have told me is God of War Chains of Olympus is in between Ascension and 1. And I can already tell you, it plays like a classic God of War game. I really do appreciate the gameplay on it. Especially the story so far that I've seen, which is basically Kratos is angry, you know. How many people are surprised by that? Kratos is angry, and while he's being angry and yelling and cursing at the gods, he sees the sun fall from the sky. And so he's like, what the crap? We didn't do it! And now he's off on a new task to go find the sun god Helios, which is funny considering the fate of Helios in God of War 3. Didn't see that one coming. Yeah, he has to go find Helios, and part of that is actually that you have to go to the Temple of Helios, which just so happens to be his chariot. I like that little twist. It's like, so this isn't like a temple just put here. Nope. This is the chariot of Helios, and you can access the fire steeds at some point. I'm like, wow, what the crap, man? That's pretty great utility right there. I want people to worship me. Well, why not come to my chariot? And I can't help but laugh at a little bit of the irony of Helios. Because to those who have played God of War 3, you know what ends up happening to Helios. So I'm appreciating it. I'm not, like I said again, I'm not too far into it. I'm far enough that I've had to deal with some gameplay issues with Morpheus, the God of Dreams, trying to make everybody fall asleep and take over the world. Of course! Which is kind of weird, but I like the idea that it's like all this dark mist is around, and the only way to fend it off is to grab torches and light wagons on fire, so that you have to stay in the light, otherwise the dark mist will take over, and you know, Kratos does not dream good dreams, so obviously that's not going to be a fun time for him. So, I'm not that far into Chains of Olympus, but I am enjoying it. I will give an update as soon as I can. I'm trying to think of another thing I can give an update on, and it's not coming to me. I could give I'm going to give a quick No More Heroes update. So, I got through the next rank. I am at number 5 now, and I didn't even have to go through a boss to do it, which was kind of dinky, in my opinion. All I had to do was walk down a tunnel, and I got the rank 5, because apparently he blew himself up. So, good on you, buddy. The interesting part, though, is that somebody also intervened, so a guy named Henry. And now Travis Touchdown is totally pissed off at Henry because he ruined his kill. And I'm giggling the entire time because he's being held back by this little French girl. And she's telling him, no, you can't fight him. You're the one with the lightsaber, dude. Just go ahead. Go fight him. We don't care. But no, we can't do that now, can we? So, yeah, that's my update so far. I'm working on the next rank. That's pretty much it. The cutscene was pretty funny, though. So this is actually the halfway point of the Lunar Subterrane, where this save point is. So this is actually going to be we're going to go ahead and end the episode now. When we get back, we're going to go into the second half of the Lunar Subterrane, which is more appropriately the moon's core. And until then...